You know those nights when you're exhausted, but the second your head hits the pillow, your brain suddenly throws a party? That used to be me almost every single night. I would lie there wide awake, replaying old conversations, stressing about tomorrow's tasks, or just scrolling endlessly until my eyes hurt. For years, I thought I was just a bad sleeper, someone who could never wake up feeling refreshed. I'd hit the snooze button 100 times, stumble through my mornings half asleep, and depend on caffeine to get me through the day. But then I discovered one simple night routine. At first, it seemed too small to matter, but over time, it completely changed my life. Suddenly, I had more energy, better mornings, and a clearer mind. And the best part? It only takes a few minutes each night. Let me walk you through it step by step. Stick around until the end because the last step, the reset ritual, is the one that really sealed the transformation for me. The first thing I do is what I call the transition ritual. Most people, and I used to do this too, go straight from staring at a bright screen to trying to sleep. That's like slamming the brakes on a car going 100 miles an hour. Your brain needs a smoother landing. So about an hour before bed, I dim the lights around my room. Sometimes I'll light a candle or use a soft lamp. It sounds simple, but light is the main way your body keeps time. Bright light tells your brain it's daytime, and warm, dim light tells it it's night. By lowering the lights, you're basically whispering to your body that it's time to wind down. At first, I laughed at myself because my room looked like I was setting up for a romantic dinner with nobody, but within a few nights, I noticed I was naturally calmer, and my eyes felt heavy at the right time. The next thing I do is what I call the brain dump. The biggest enemy of sleep isn't caffeine, it's your own racing thoughts. You know that loop where you suddenly remember every bill you haven't paid or every awkward thing you've ever said? To stop that, I take a notebook and write everything down. To-do lists, random worries, even silly reminders like buy toothpaste. It doesn't have to look neat. The goal is just to get it out of your head. Sometimes I even divide the page into two sides, things I can handle tomorrow and things completely out of my control. Just seeing it written down makes my brain relax. And here's one rule: no phones. If you try to do this on your phone, you'll end up watching cat videos at 1 in the morning. Pen and paper only. It's like putting your mind on airplane mode.
Then comes the hardest step for most people, the tech cutoff. I used to think scrolling in bed was relaxing, but in reality, that glowing screen was blasting blue light into my eyes, tricking my brain into thinking it was still daytime. No wonder I was wide awake at 2 in the morning. Now I set a hard cutoff. 1 hour before bed, all screens go off. Phone across the room, laptop shut, TV off. I even set an alarm called Screens Down to remind me. At first it was brutal. I kept thinking, what if I miss something important? But unless you're a surgeon on call, the world will survive while you sleep. And something surprising happened. When people couldn't reach me instantly, they figured things out on their own. After a week of doing this, I didn't even miss it. Instead of staring at other people's lives online, I had time to actually live my own evenings. My sleep got deeper, my mind clearer, and I woke up less groggy. Now let's talk about movement. No, I'm not saying do a workout before bed. Just a little light stretching can make a huge difference. I usually spend 5 minutes rolling my shoulders, stretching my legs, maybe doing a few yoga poses. Nothing complicated, just enough to signal to my body that the stress of the day is over. Science actually backs this up. Stretching lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, and flips your nervous system into rest and digest mode. My favorite is the legs up the wall pose. You literally lie on the floor with your legs against the wall. It feels silly, but it relaxes you almost instantly. It's like telling your body, hey, we made it through the day. Now let's chill. The next step is something I struggled with for years: reading before bed. Everyone says it helps, but I always ended up reading Twitter instead of a book. The trick that finally worked for me is called habit stacking. That means attaching a new habit to one you already do. For me, it was brushing my teeth. I already do that every night, so as soon as I finish, I grab the book that's waiting on my nightstand. No decisions to make, no excuses, the book is already there. Sometimes it's nonfiction, sometimes fantasy. Doesn't matter. The point is that my brain now connects brushing teeth with picking up a book, and picking up a book with bedtime. One warning though, don't choose a thriller. I once stayed up until 4 in the morning because I couldn't put it down. Lesson learned. Next is gratitude. I used to roll my eyes at this. It sounded cheesy, but the science is clear. Gratitude lowers anxiety, reduces heart rate, and even helps you fall asleep faster. So now, right before I close my eyes, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. They don't have to be huge. Sometimes it's something small, like I had a really good sandwich today. Other times it's something bigger, like finishing a big project. The point is to end the day focusing on good things instead of letting your brain spiral into stress. And the best part is, when you see that list in the morning, you start the day on a positive note.
Finally, here's the secret that tied it all together for me. I call it the reset ritual. Every night, I take just 5 minutes to reset my environment for tomorrow. I tidy up my desk, put away stray clothes, refill my water bottle, and lay out my gym clothes. Waking up to a clean, organized space feels like starting life on easy mode. No chaos, no scrambling, no stress, just clarity. It's like leaving a little gift for tomorrow's version of me. And honestly, this one step made me actually look forward to going to bed because I knew the morning would feel smooth instead of messy. Over time, I added a few bonus hacks too. Keeping the room slightly cool helps, around 18 degrees Celsius or 65 Fahrenheit. Investing in a good pillow and breathable sheets makes a massive difference because you spend a third of your life in bed. Even scent helps. Lavender, essential oil, or just freshly washed sheets can trigger relaxation signals in your brain. And if you live somewhere noisy, white noise or a fan can block out distractions. These little tweaks stack up to make falling asleep easier and staying asleep deeper. So, here's the quick recap. Dim the lights to signal bedtime, do a brain dump to unload racing thoughts, cut off screens an hour before bed, stretch for 5 minutes to reset your body, use habit stacking to read or do another calm activity, write down 3 things you're grateful for, and finish with the reset ritual to prep tomorrow. Add in the bonus hacks about temperature, bedding, and sound, and you've got yourself a routine that can seriously transform your nights and mornings. The crazy part is that none of this takes more than half an hour. You don't need to meditate for hours or follow some complicated 10-step system. Just pick 1 or 2 of these and start tonight. You'll notice a difference almost immediately. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one thing you do before bed that makes a big difference? Share it in the comments because I'd love to learn your ideas. And if you found this helpful, check out more tips here on Growth Vibe. I share simple, science-backed hacks to make life smoother without boring lectures. Remember, better mornings start the night before. Try one of these tonight and see how tomorrow feels completely different. Sweet dreams!